Jack Harlow back with a new surprise album. I don't think anybody knew this was dropping. It's called Jackman with a full stop at the end, or a period, as you say in America. It's only 24 minutes long, and you guys on Twitter have been saying it's really good. I did see the trailer for the remake of White Men Can't Jump, which is my favourite film of all time. Let me clarify, not the remake. The original. The remake looks like hell on earth. They made the same film but shot it on iPhones and took out all of the character and personality. But we'll see what the album's like. I don't know if they're connected or not.
Just talking about what I see. It's not opinion based. It's just shit I see. Got it. Cap and gowns bought by the money in dad's pockets. White girl squatting, trying to get that ass popping. Caught back talking to their mom and dad's often.
I knew he had it in his locker. We knew he had it in his locker. Yeah, that last album wasn't very good. I tell you what, though, the last album, if any of those songs ever come on, like on a playlist or they just happen to pop on whatever, perfectly listenable. Production's good. It's always going to sound smooth on the beat, but we know that album wasn't very good. And we just kind of thought we'd lost this guy. And 30 seconds in, he said some interesting things about the suburbs, the no cap line, and the cap and gown being bought by parents. Nice so far.
Microsoft Office to complete their assignments. Never seen the hood, still can't help but have comments. Never had a combo with a kid from that climate. Their common ground ain't that common.
So yeah, talking about the contrast between a lot of the audience of hip-hop, especially as it's become so popular, being suburban kids or whatever, and a lot of the artists making the music, and the sort of relative lack of common ground. And I think that's something that I consider and think about a lot when I make this music. Spoilers. When I make these videos, you know, trying to understand and appreciate, especially somebody who lives in England as well, a relative lack of common ground, but just more trying to understand, or at least listen as best that I can to the stories that are being told.
Students in a hurry to jump to a 4 count and say the N-word. Business interns taking Molly them perks, trampling on top of bodies and dirt. Kinda about who they think is the best urban kid and who the worst is, and who's authentic and what real hip-hop is, and who's all in it. Thrift shopping for articles and garments that feel like they came from a foreign environment.
Ooh, is that a little Macklemore diss there? Thrift shopping for garments? This is hard.
Pillars, no rough, just diamonds. The education private, it's all by design. I've been smooth for so long, I'm trying to get rough. Fuck buffing my nails, dog, I'm trying to get buff. Fuck shaping my beard up, I'm liking the scruff. And fuck the hills, cause I'm living my life in the cut. It's not like I need her, but I would love to meet her another day, another day.
Jack, don't start getting all like female empowerment again, that your wife's going to be a CEO and stuff. Because you said on your last album that you wanted to eat pineapples, so you come taste the pineapples. I can't quite remember the line, but you said a lot of nasty shit on the last record. So don't try and pretend that you're some sort of super female empowerment guy, because you can't be both things at once. You gotta pick a side.
Garden still private as ever, the gang driving together. Your boys striving to be the most dominant ever. The hardest white boy since the one who rapped about vomiting sweaters and holding comments. Cause I promise you I'm honestly better than whoever came to your head right then.
Ooh, okay, he said the hardest white boy since the one that talks about vomiting sweaters. It's a great line. Obviously he's talking about Eminem. And then he said, hold your thought, cause I'm better than whoever came to your head right now. Listen, there's a certain Malcolm, a certain Mac Miller that you gotta show some respect to. Okay? If he's saying he's better than NF and Tom McDonald, I'm with you.
Game is takeable if I want it. And I do, yes, I want it. I don't care how you feel about it. I do what I want. I used to look up to the people that I'm moving in front of. It's not that crazy anymore. My city used to come up. They don't love it. 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 They don't love it.
Very nice. Listen, disagree with a couple of things he said on the track, but that's fine. Bring in the bars. Love the sample so far. This is the Jack that I think so many of us want to hear. Now, whether this does the streams of the previous album, maybe not. Maybe he's going to jump between something that's more commercial and albums like this. But realistically, I'm sure the guy wants to make records like this. And I think you can make records like this and do numbers if you're Jack Harlow. I'm sure you can. He's got that kind of like mainstream status now anyway. People like this type of music as well. It's been around for a while. It's done pretty well. Sounds good.
Ambitious 14-year-old, grades going down as I'm stacking up zeros. I let them come into my girl like I'm sterile. Told her my whip, I thought I had the green.
Listen, Jack, I don't want to hit your. Don't put so much emphasis on coming. Like, why did you have to put so much sass on the C then? Coming to my girl like she's sterile. No, not that she's sterile, sorry. Like I'm sterile.
Peyton, Seaver, Montrez, Harrow. Scuffed up kicks, Old Navy, my apparel. And I'm coming to my girl like I'm sterile. My following exists. Even Even if it's 15 high school chicks, better than a front row of dicks. One day I'm gonna be front row at the Knicks. Wait until the world gets a load of this.
This is a little bit like off-brand Drake.
Security, my brother's gonna step Will Ferrell, getting high, getting drunk, no more straight and narrow for me. Street raps made me ask if this the era for me. Is the playing field fair? Is it I'm Andrea Pirlo out in Europe spinning euros? French girl chewing on my...
Shout out Andrea Pirlo reference. You remember when I met him? Do you remember when I met Andrea Pirlo in the street in London, in Soho? That was so crazy. I'm not normally the type to go over and get a photograph of anybody. I'm not normally the type to get starstruck. I actually handle it quite well. He looked like he was being illuminated by a light from heaven. I've never seen anyone look more like a star than him just there, and I was like, fuck it, I have to go and talk to him. I have to go and get a photo.
Heartthrob status, I've adjusted to the lustin'. FaceTime calls about God from Justin. I can't stop hustling. I can't stop hustling. Hell nah, I gotta show these boys who the best artists.
You're not the best, so are you, mate? But like, nice beat, smooth always, decent little come-up story.
No airports and no flights. That's how I wanna live my life.
Oh my god, this is the most Drake beat I've ever heard.
10 girlfriends and no wife. That's how I wanna live my life. Is that alright?
Well, I thought you wanted to marry a CEO. See, I knew you were fucking lying.
Maybe a little ice. We all got a little vice. Tank the same size, you pint size. Motherfuckers watching my paint dry in real time. Telling yourself it just takes time. The time's now. Stop waiting for the inspiration. They say it's a flaw being impatient, but I'm 4L, we them same guys. I just want peace, I don't want no smoke, and I don't want to go to One Oak, I just want to go.
Yeah, this just reminds me of something from the last record where you're like, it's like off-brand Drake, but if you heard it, fine.
No airports and no flights, that's how I want to live my
the hook's
life.
good.
Is that alright? Wake up while the sun's still bright, that's how I want to live my life. Is that alright?
It's a solid little track.
Ride for my dogs, lie for my dogs, die for my dogs. Ride for my dogs.
Strange.
Home for the holidays. My friend pulled me to the side like, did you hear about Marcus? Our Marcus? Yeah, our Marcus. A bunch of girls say he raped him in the back of some Target. They say the one with perfect grades that has family in New Orleans. Yes, that Marcus. He's got 7 rape charges.
Jesus.
Ride for my dogs, lie for my dogs, die for my dogs. Home for the holidays. My friend pulled me to the side like, did you hear about Kevin? Kevin who? Our Kevin. What happened? He got arrested. They found a bunch of messages he sent to little kids. And apparently he met up with this 10-year-old, and now the kid's saying he got molested. Molested by who? By Kevin. Now,
What's up with your mates? Fuck's this song look like? What the hell's going on?
truthfully, it's family till it can't be. Gang till it ain't. Twins, but it depends. Brothers until something is uncovered. Dogs until the lifting of the fog. I always got you turns into, well, I never thought you. Hold accountable the ones we hold dear out of morals, but mainly fear. The choice becomes clear, and years of camaraderie suddenly disappear.
I don't really get the point he's trying to make. Like, you ride and die with your friends until you find out they're fucking rapists and paedophiles. Well, yeah. I mean, that's not much of an insightful statement. I've got very good friends. If it turns out one of them was fiddling 10-year-old girls, I wouldn't be friends with them anymore. I don't really get what that was all about. Do you? If it had been a bit subtler, robbing an old lady or something, you know, something that you can't condone, but like, okay, raping 7 girls and molesting children, and there's no, like, yeah, you're not friends anymore. Pokemon cards or whatever. Reese says it's the idea that you don't know what your friends are doing and you need to hold them accountable, I guess, but like, somebody's been friends with somebody who's done something like that because people do that, but I just don't really get the point of the song. Anyway, unless it's actually real people that did that, and then that would make more sense. If there's a real Marcus and a real Kevin.
So many losing hope in those dreams.
Walking past a homeless in a Rolex. Just got off the stage on the Today Show and I basically felt soulless. Years go by and I keep saying I'm gonna use my phone less, but I should just be phoneless. Ignorance is bliss, and so is being underground, cause it was fun when we were known less. Sorry, that's cliche, so I isolate myself. You can't help me, it's on me. I'm hiding any sign of weakness from my guys. I don't want them second guessing with me.
So many losing hope in those dreams.
Yeah, this is nice. Very nice sample. Sounds great on the track.
Verse in Denver, back in September. It's January now, and I'm feeling like myself again. Avoiding any talks about the elephant, chalking up that hate to jealousy and just embellishments. But deep down, I find myself wondering if the people that write about me are right about me. And I wonder if my exes are oversharing, cause they know a lot about me.
Exes are oversharing. Nice.
I still got the fellas around me. I love them and tell them proudly. My mama needs help adjusting my
Not Kevin and Marcus, though. Yeah, solid track. I'm not like being blown away by this album at all, I've got to be honest. Actually, not dissimilar to the previous record. If any of these tracks come on, maybe not that Gang Gang one, I'm never going to be mad at it. Like, that sounded delightful in the ears, but I've heard rappers, artists talk about that many times before, and more interestingly, you should be able to talk about it, but it's hard to. It is. Do you know what I mean? It fucking is. It's all right. I'm not gonna be racing to replay this album so far. Yeah, a lot of time for the beats.
I call my ex no answer, as in that's my nickname for her, cause when I call no answer, she know I'm a romancer. You know I make you laugh like no one else, you love my banter. I look tough as nails, new acrylics, once the old ones get too stale. Coffin shape, new pink, aside from that the rest is real. Morning body check the mirror, but she learning how to deal. And my homeboy just beat cancer. I call my ex no answer, as in that's my nickname for her.
I've got to be honest, I think the lyrics on this song are fucking crap. My homie just beat cancer. Fantastic. Shout out to your friend. Irrelevant to the rest of the song. Delightful beat though. Delightful beats all the way through.
It must be my skin. I can't think of any other reason I win. I can't think of an explanation. It can't be the years of work I put in. Can't be the eye contact with these crowds. It can't be my pen. It can't be these verses that make people feel like I'm talking to them. It can't be the homage I paid. Nights when I could have left the studio early, but I stayed. It can't be the worldwide hometown pride. So I guess it must be my skin. I can't think of any other reason I win.
Okay, so he's talking about how like everybody apparently is only saying he's made it to where he is because he's white, but it's actually, you know, it's all his other factors about how he's good and that. Does anybody really say that about Jack? Everybody knows he's white, he's charming, ladies love him, he's got riz, smooth flow, some okay bars, ain't as good as he says he is. I don't know, like he just kind of is what he is, right? We kind of all know who Jack is. We know why he's successful. I think it's just a combination of factors. He's actually all of those, everything.
Grew up on brandy, especially when I'm having dinner in Frankfurt with Andy. It can't be a bit of good karma. It can't be the way they all said he's a charmer. It can't be the lack of chinks in my armor. It must be my skin. I can't think of any other reason I win. I can't think of an explanation. It can't be the years of work I put in.
I just disagree with you, Jack. Listen, some people are saying in the chat that, like, you know, some people are saying he's only made it because he's white, and fine. Like, there's a bunch of white rappers out there not being successful because they don't have all of the other things that you have in your locker. I think everybody is aware. Anybody with a brain is aware. But because you're quite good, I actually hold you to I'm not thinking about you being white. I'm holding you to the standards of a high quality rapper that does numbers. And I don't think you're at the level of the people that you sort of try to sound like. So I think you're in your own head a little bit on that one. And yeah, maybe people say it way more. I don't really hear it, but
Can't hold back, holding on for a minute. Oh,
I just thought of a really fucked up thing to do, right? And I bet somebody's, if they've not already done it, they're going to do it, is to put this album through the Drake AI filter, the exact same album.
We grew up in the same household. For years we were close, throwing football in the yard till the lights turned on inside the lamppost. Years go by, something changed when you got the junior. Wanted your approval, if I could get it, I'd cherish it. Embarrassing me any chance you got, but I didn't care, because maybe if I was tough enough to take it, you would love me. Say nothing.
I just wanted to clarify that I may be sounding a bit overly harsh on this project. Like, I'm enjoying it. I'm picking holes in some of the stuff that he's saying. But, like, I'm enjoying flow, beat. It's a perfectly enjoyable listen. I think maybe it was a little bit overhyped, which is not the album's fault, on Twitter when I saw this morning. This is solid, man. It's like solid 6 out of 10. Enjoyable. But he sounds too much like people who are great, and he's just not at that level. And he said he was better than Mac Miller. So, you know.
One-on-one, I would dominate you in the post. Years past, but the bond didn't last. And now I hate the man above the sink looking at me in the glass. Often and way less you. He criticized and tested me, so I test you. I got so much wrongdoing to confess to, and you act like it never happened. God bless you.
It's a nice track. Just to clarify, he didn't specifically say he was better than Mac Miller. He said he was the best white rapper since the guy with vomits and sweaters, so talking about Eminem, and then he said, forget who's coming to your mind, I'm better than them. And it's like, well, that means all white rappers, and you're not better than Mac. Yeah, you're better than NF, you're better than Tom McDonald, you're better than Vanilla Ice, you're better than me, but you're not better than Mac. And he's not better than LP, obviously. Or Pete and Baz.
Lashed out at you for things you'd misplaced, reprimanding you in public till you're red in the face. Made you feel the weight of every single mistake that you made. Put the blame on me.
Yeah, well, probably one of the best tracks on the album, one of the longest tracks. I love the beat. I loved him talking about his brother like that. And that felt perhaps the most authentic of most of the tracks. Didn't really sound like anybody else. Sounded like Jack. That's what we want.
Why I treat my brother like he ain't my only brother. Why I gotta treat my manager like I'm above her. Why I gotta get so intimate with all my lovers. Or as perfect as these diamonds I bought. When did I start texting so dry? When did I become this type of a guy? When did the text you send me stop getting replies? It's either you or it's my schedule. Y'all both can't be demanding. I keep you under wraps. You told your mom it's for my branding. Why do I feel I need approval from all my skeptics when I fill arenas up with a passionate following when that's actually all I need?
Well, yeah, that is all you need, mate. So stop worrying about it.
How many people in this town follow my whereabouts? And what would I say with the barrel aimed at me staring down it? I rep the state, but do they care about me in Barron County?
A strange mix of braggadocio and insecurity on this album. While it was decent, and I love the beats, I still don't think that he's fully comfortable. Weirdly, as one of the most comfortable people I've ever seen interviewed, and comfortable in his own skin as Jack Harlow, weirdly uncomfortable I felt on that album in himself. And that's kind of an interesting story all to itself. Yeah, I felt it was okay, but I don't think he's ever going to be as great as he might feel like he needs to be, if that makes sense. But yeah, all right.
Let's get scratching.